Welcome to Steve Marriott Coaching. Now in this video, I want to talk to you about how to engage your perfect development partner. Now I've been very careful not to label that as a coach or a mentor because it doesn't give the whole picture about what's possible in a personal development partnership. You see, there may well be elements of them coaching you, there may well be elements of mentoring and various other activities, but it's too limiting to just call it coaching or mentoring. Now, this isn't something that we engage in every single day, so it would be natural for you to feel a sense of caution and maybe a bit of nerves about what to do in this situation. Because there's loads of people out there and there are masses of resources, all of which can be really, really helpful. But I guess at this stage, it's really important for you to have the confidence that firstly, this is the right thing for you to do. And secondly, that you're engaging with exactly the right person for you. So in this video, I want to share with you 4 considerations that you can work through that will enable you to feel a lot more confident that the intervention that you choose or the pathway that you choose is exactly the right one for you. And more importantly, the person who is going to partner with you is the best person for you. So the first consideration is contact. Now, I'm not going to ask you to reach out to some strange coaches and mentors. The first thing I want you to do is think about your network. Who do you know who has had previous experience of a coaching or a development relationship? Reach out to them and start talking to them about their experiences, their results, and what their recommendations are if they were going to go and do it again. You see, personal recommendations from people that you trust are worth 1,000 times more than any kind of marketing copy. So reach out and find some real honest feedback about what this is about, what you're about to go into. Now, if you don't have that, then you're going to have to do what everybody else does, and that's step 2. So get onto the internet, use some keywords and search for people who are in that marketplace that can give you those focus areas or those services. Check out their websites, check out their social media feeds, because all of these will give you a flavour of what that person's individual interests are, where they like to focus, and more importantly, what type of clients they have success with. All of those things will give you an indication as to how much they align with your objectives or whether there might be a little bit of disalignment. When you've got 3, 4 or 5 people who seem to be in the right marketplace or the right area for you, then go a bit deeper on their website and find their client testimonials. Good suppliers will always have either quotes or maybe even short videos from people that they've worked with who are telling you their honest feedback about what their experience was like. Watch those testimonials or read through them and make sure that they are aligned again with what your personal outcomes and objectives are. When you've done that, you'll probably have maybe 3 good favourite candidates that you want to go a little bit further with. So now it's time to reach out to them. Now, my personal preference is send them a personal email or use the telephone number that you can get from their website to give them a personal call. Because one of the things that's really important to focus on here is you're not selecting a coach or a mentor, you're selecting a development partner. And the only way that you can make the best assessment of that is through personal contact. So kind of avoid the ones that are going to put you through a squeeze page where you're going to put all of your personal details in that are just going to end up as part of a marketing funnel. Always use the personal touch. Now, a good coach, a good mentor will want to have that conversation with you because it's important for us to know more about you as to whether we can provide you with the help that you want. So a good coach will get back to you and they'll arrange a time for you to have a conversation either on video conference or on the phone so that you can both get to know each other and get to know a little bit more detail about what it is that you're wanting and the partnership details that you want to create. So our second consideration is about connection. Now this needs to be in person because again, we're talking about creating a partnership. So make sure that you demand either a meeting or a phone call or a video conference in person so that you can begin to both explore whether this is going to be a good mutual fit, that you're going to be able to work in partnership together. Now, your focus on this session is going to be all about building a relationship and focusing on the results that you want to achieve. Now, there's three aspects that you need to explore with fit. And for each of these three aspects, I want to talk to you about a Goldilocks measure. And that Goldilocks measure is not too much and not too little. So the first thing is about motivation. You need to find a level of motivation that complements both of you. Now, if that person is more highly motivated than you to a point where it becomes uncomfortable, then that's going to cause tension and conflict, and it's going to feel quite coercive, almost to a point of bullying, and that's not useful. Nor is having them so low behind your motivation that it feels like you're walking through treacle or working with a sloth. So understand your own level of motivation and understand what would be the right level of motivation for you to have an effective working relationship. The next aspect is about their capability and their competence. Now, that's not a list of their qualifications. What you want to do is start inviting them to give you stories and examples of where they've worked with people with similar problems or similar challenges to you and how they have helped them move closer and achieve their results. And the final aspect is about values. You need to understand that your values need to align. The minute your values are ever so slightly out of alignment, you're going to get conflict. So the most important things that you both need to align with on this one is that you're going to have an effective working partnership, your relationship, and that your results are of paramount importance. Through your conversation, if you can get a good read or a good measure on the compatibility of motivation, of capability and values, then you know that you're moving a step closer to creating a great and effective partnership. So consideration 3 is all about creation. And this is about beginning to understand the detail of what your needs are so that we can best create the best path for your development. So if at this stage you're being offered something that's off the shelf or standard, I'd be immediately suspicious, because without the detail that we're about to go into, how do we know that any of that off the shelf stuff is going to be the right thing for you? So this is the point where you need to trust your partner and allow their expertise to come through. So it's actually okay for you to sit back and let them take the lead, because this stage is all about clarity and choice. The more clarity and choice that we can factor in at this stage, the better and more close to your needs the eventual program will be. Now, I can only talk to you about my own way of approaching this, so I'm going to kind of step into the first person here and tell you the kind of things that I would ask you at this stage of creating your ideal program. So I'm going to want to ask you about your challenge. More importantly, not necessarily what the headline of your challenge is. I want to know what your experience of the challenge is. How does it affect you? What is it? When does it manifest itself? In what situations do you find that it's harder, and what situations do you find it easier? So I want to understand what it's like to be you faced with this challenge. Who presents it? When does it present itself? When doesn't it present itself? So that I can have an indication as to where my focus is going to be best used for you. I want to know about the impact this challenge has on you. You know, how does it affect you and your confidence and your mindset? How does it affect your results at work? How does it affect the people around you at work? And how does it affect your family if it does? I want to know about what success means to you. So how would you know that you've achieved success? Is it a number? Is it a measure? Is it a feeling? But actually, you know, I can describe what success would be like for me, but that's not useful. So I am going to ask you about questions kind of when this problem's gone away, or when you've achieved success, what will be different for you? So I want you to be able to talk to me about that. I'm also going to ask you about what you've tried before, not so that I can avoid those bear pits, because I might have some strategies that will help you to go into those bear pits again and get a different result. So I just want to understand, what are the things that you've tried and what degree of success have you had with them, and what are the things that you haven't tried that could be really good, quick, easy wins for us to go into. I'm also going to talk about your needs. So it's more about the basic admin of creating the right program for you. So I'm interested in the style of support and partnership you want. Do you benefit most from someone who's direct, who's honest, who gets straight to the point? Or do you benefit from someone who allows you to warm up slowly and kind of get to wherever you need to be? I want to know about how frequently you feel able to engage with your partnership, because the frequency of contact with me as your partner can be a decisive factor as to how quickly or how more brilliantly you achieve whatever your goal is. I'm going to talk to you about your current focus and what distracts your focus. And most important thing for me, I want to talk to you about how you sabotage yourself. Because let's be honest, change isn't easy. If it was easy, you'd have done this one already. So it goes without saying that somewhere along the past, you have encountered a distraction or you've given up, you've sabotaged yourself. And I want you to talk to me openly and honestly about the things that knock your confidence, the things that distract you, or the things that just erode your motivation to keep going, because those are the things that really are the fuel to helping you get the most from this partnership. Once we're both really clear on that, we've got some choices to make then about how often we get together, how long you want the sessions to be, the style that you want them to be. And we can create some form of contract or agreement and say, that's the best program for you. Now, consideration 4. This is all about commitment. This is a partnership, and this is about mutual commitment to each other. Now, you're engaging a professional to support you with your development and achieve your goals. And this is why clarity of your goals is important, because one of your first commitments is an investment. You're going to need to make a payment for this relationship. So make sure that your goals are in line with the amount of investment you can make for this development. The second commitment you're going to need to make is your time and your focus. Not just the time for the one-to-ones that you're going to have with your partner, but the time and the focus when you're not in a one-to-one with them, when you're in real life, when you're in real situations. You need to put these things into practice. So make sure that you've got that factored into your commitments. And finally, most importantly, you need to commit to doing the actions that you say that you will do. There is precious little benefit in just having a conversation and making lots of vacuous promises at the end of each session, knowing full well that you're not going to do it. So, investment, time and focus, and your actions. In return, your partner should be committing to any of this list, or maybe even all of this list. So your professional partner will be committed to sharing their expertise, challenging you, giving their time and their focus, being flexible to your needs and the changes in those needs should they arise. They should commit to giving you direct, frank and honest and practical and usable feedback. They should commit to giving you support through the good times and through the times when your confidence will inevitably wobble. They should also commit to giving you new ideas, fresh ideas and fresh perspectives. But more importantly, they will commit to holding you accountable every step of the way. You get those things nailed in the commitment, you are on the way to brilliant personal development partnership. And that is how you engage your perfect development partner. Remember those 4 stages. It's about contact, connection, creating, and commitment. Keep your contacts personal. Make sure when you connect, it's a connection about a relationship and your results. Make sure that you're not accepting off the shelf until you've put choice and clarity into your creating of the program. And then finally, you're making a commitment. So make sure you get the best return for your commitment. And the things that you can help with that is your time, your focus, and following up on those actions that you commit to doing. Now, I really hope that you've enjoyed what we've talked about here. If you do, I'd love you to subscribe to the rest of the channel because there's loads of really cool stuff I want to share with you. If you know someone who's about to embark on or would benefit from a development partnership, then feel free to share this video with them if you think it will help. And if you like the sound of what we've talked about and you're curious about working with me, then maybe you can use these details to contact me and let's put together a brilliant program and a partnership for you.